reflect on one of the amazing stories, because it's not just the winning, is it? It's the story behind the journey to get there. That was certainly the case with a commanding performance in the rowing from Emily Craig and Imogen Grant. This was in the women's lightweight double sculls. This is how things looked then in the final stage of this race. Yeah, freeze that frame. There's a new picture to go on the wall. And I'm delighted to say Emily and Imogen join us now from Paris. Good morning. Huge congratulations. So how was your night as Olympic champions? How did you celebrate?
By doing lots of interviews and media, actually.
It's been an absolute whirlwind, honestly.
Yeah, because we just heard there, Emily, you almost quit the sport, didn't you, after Tokyo? But you took that picture of that sliced defeat, that narrowest of defeats, and you put it on the wall as motivation.
Yeah, I don't think I describe it quite as motivation as a reminder of how close to being an Olympic champion I could be with things not going my way. And then I think it really kind of spurred, well, it was a bit of motivation in terms of wanting to see what I could achieve when everything was going right and I was happy and feeling confident in my rowing, and turns out it's quite good.
And to say it spurred you on, Imogen, as a pair is an understatement, because then you have come to absolutely dominate this particular race in rowing over the last couple of years, haven't you?
It's been absolutely incredible. Our coach briefed us yesterday before the final, saying it was 22 races unbeaten, so yesterday's made 23 and 10 regattas. It's not something that you could ever dream of or ask for when you start in this sport, and I can't quite believe we pulled it off, being unbeaten for the entire Olympiad.
Imogen, morning to you, it's Charlie here. You know, we all become fascinated during the Olympics, those outsiders like us, about the sacrifice that we don't see over the years of the time spent, and rowing is a very intense sport. How large does that loom in those moments when you finish the race, when that medal, which we see proudly round your necks, is yours? How large do those things loom in your head?
I think it's one of those things that...
You often hear, actually, Emily, Olympic champions talk about relief being the overwhelming sensation at the point of winning a race. But have you had, I suppose, you said it's been very busy post-race, a moment to really sit down and think your way through this, go back through the race and acknowledge the achievement that you've made?
It was really odd. I was lying in bed last night and thinking about things that were actual real memories that happened, and somehow they still felt like the pictures in my head from the last 2 decades of what it would be like to win the Olympics. You all understand that maybe planning a wedding for late August, September is better than July. And I think we've also been a bit more understanding of actually we need lives outside of our sport, and because we're sort of such a small team, we can kind of get away a bit more with, if there's, you know, a wedding, a funeral, hen do party that means a lot to the other one, we can understand and work around it and, you know, make sure that we have our lives and we're happy and fulfilled so that we can go fast on the water.
Yeah, Imogen, if I may, you both seem very, very composed this morning. This is the morning after you're talking to an audience in the UK as gold medalists representing Team GB. You know, it's an extraordinary achievement, and you're incredibly calm this morning. Has it sunk in? Mike kind of asked this question as well. Family members, phone calls, Zoom chats, who have been the ones who've you've gone, OK, I'm getting it now, the enthusiasm coming from elsewhere?
Oh, I mean, it's just been an absolute outpouring of support. I mean, I don't know if you saw the finish line yesterday, but we were in floods of tears. So maybe we're just too dehydrated this morning to cry anymore. But it's been so special being able to share it with people already, you know, hanging the medal around kids and letting them feel how heavy they are, and talking to people that were there in the stands yesterday and how that made memories for them as well. And just being able to share a piece of this with everyone, because a piece of it does belong to all of them.
Well, it's absolutely phenomenal. And honestly, you have brought us joy. So I hope you know that. So many millions of people watching this on the telly, listening to it on the radio. Their day was kind of lifted by what you did yesterday. And it's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much to both of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh. It is a funny, it's a strange thing in a way for them, isn't it? Because I think you were saying they're in that place where the Team GB athletes go, and it's their sort of
venue.
It's
kind of headquarters.
GB House.
Yeah.
But great.
It just shows how disappointment and knockbacks can motivate you to go one better next time, doesn't it?